Boom. Hello, everybody. Oh, look at my head's chopped off at the neck. Hold on. There we go. Now you can see my glorious manly body in all of its amazing manly hairiness. All right. How's everybody doing? How the heck are you? Another week. Nothing really important happened on the BGS side of things, so don't think we have to have any conversations about that. The important thing is my game is still working perfectly fine. No problems at all over here. So, last time, what did we do? We were just chasing around artifacts. I think we found most of what I'm looking for. I do need to do the Dark Brotherhood quest line, mostly just to get the Blade of Woe. I think that would be really good for this character, especially if he's going to be doing some frontline work. For the Storm Cloaks, I would like to have an Absorb Health enchantment. I do have one, I do know one, I can self-enchant it, but the Blade of Woe would just be more powerful because I have no perks in enchanting. So yeah, we're kind of, I guess I could chase relics, you know, every stream, all stream, but now we've reached level 40, and that's where Skyrim Unbound has random dragons set to pop up everywhere. And I did already fight one dragon. I was able to take him down. I started the main quest line, but I would like to get through the main quest line because this guy doesn't have a whole lot that he can do against dragons. He's a sneaky melee fighter only. Doesn't really have a lot of ranged options, if any at all. But if we have the now I'm blanking on the name of the shout. The Dragonbane shout? No, that's the sword. Can't I think of it? The shout that grounds dragons. If we can do that, we can get them on the ground. We can start shield bashing them and causing like stacking damage over time effects on them. We'll be all right. But as far as the toolkit that we have right now, we have a ward that we can use to block their fire attacks, at least until they get right on top of us or behind us and around the ward. But that is a really good defense against flying dragons. We also have the Undying Ghost, or no, the Avenging Wraith, which has the ranged magic attacks. And as they die, they take on the level of the enemy that killed them. So that conjuration will always scale with whatever level dragon you're fighting. So that's gonna work. That's gonna work fine. But we need some more firepower. I had the advantage of having a whole bunch of souls gathered up in my ritual stone ability. So when the dragon did attack, I had like 6 bandits pop up for me, firing arrows at it. So that helped, but it's going to be much harder if I don't have those spirits bound. And, you know, if... I just lost my train of thought. If I can't get the dragon grounded, then that's going to be much harder if I don't have that extra ranged attack. So now we are going to have a conversation with Delphine down here, down in her little sex dungeon.
Seem to think you're the Dragonborn. I hope they're right.
I'm thinking of Helga from Riften with the sex dungeon.
Surprise.
Let's see. Let's catch up on chat here. We got Magus, who was lurking, and who may not be lurking any longer, but if he is lurking, welcome. Mr. B says woot, because we are getting started.
Good.
Gavin Gaines, hello buddy, how's it going? P. Miller the Poemer, hello, how are you doing today? I'm doing good. Starting the weekend off right with some Skyrim. Wife got me some pumpkin loaf from Starbucks. It was delicious. Although I might have a sugar crash now in about an hour. I might have to take a little break and get some more sugar or something. But it was really good. We have the Wind. Good morning. Good morning to you too, Miss Wind. Glad you could make it. Happy to see you. Big Head. Hello, buddy. Hope you're doing well. How's the 4090 treating you, by the way? Big Head just treated himself to a 4090. For me, it was like, okay, now I can do all this stuff with Skyrim at high frame rate, so I can run Skyrim at, you know, an unlocked frame rate, but still have like a ton of overhead for the NVENC encoder, so I can stream and record and stuff. It's very nice. And then other modern games, of course.
You'll It was the only way I could
you
make
know,
sure
look
it wasn't a
beautiful with all the
Thalmor
ray
trap.
tracing and
I am not
frame
your
generation
enemy.
and stuff like
I
that.
already gave you the horn. I'm actually trying
Caladran's
to
here.
help you.
Welcome, Caladran.
Just need you to
Hope
hear me
you're
out.
doing better with the cold weather now that that's back. I know you're a cold weather person. And Magus says, "Yo, here he is." All right.
Like I said in my note, I've heard that you might
So,
be Dragonborn. I'm part of a group that's
The Steger, the shaman assassin here, he's a Nord through and through, right? He's got a little bit of a Nord superiority complex going from his time with the Stormcloaks. They're not quite as bad as the Altmer with the Thalmor are and everything, but they still kind of have a Skyrim for the Nords vibe to it, where, you know, they kind of look down on other races, and in Delphine's case, he literally looks down on her because she's a Breton, I believe. So he's going to be a little snarky to her right off the bat until he gets to know her, I think. And then even when he does get to know her, he still might be a little snarky. Good, but the neck is hurting? Oh, did you sleep on it wrong, or what's going on? What's going on with your neck? Just one of those things that we all get as we add candles to the birthday cake? I know how that works.
We remember what most don't, that the Dragonborn is the ultimate dragon slayer. You're the only one that
Be in
can
and
kill
out.
a dragon permanently
Giggity.
by devouring its soul. Can you do it?
Playing nursemaid to
Can you
Ozzy?
devour
Yeah.
a dragon's
Okay.
soul?
So has he had to wear the cone of shame yet at all?
This is no time to play the reluctant hero. You either are or aren't Dragonborn.
Or are you still keeping him
But I'll see for myself soon enough.
able to babysit him enough not to mess with the sword? I think most of us here haven't even met Ozzy, but we've seen pictures and we hear the way you talk to him, and we all love him too, so hope he's doing well. Oh, he's in the cone now. Okay. Poor guy. Hope that gets healed up and it's nothing major, you know? Do you know when you get the biopsy back?
I knew the Greybeards would send you there if they thought you were Dragonborn. They're nothing if not predictable. When you showed up here, I knew you were the one the Greybeards sent, and not some Thalmor plant.
So how do I know I can trust you?
If you don't trust me, you were a fool to walk in here in the first place.
You were a fool if you don't think I can handle myself in a small enclosed space with all these restless ghosts following me around. So why are you looking for a Dragonborn?
That the Dragonborn is the ultimate dragon slayer. You're the
Yeah,
only
we'll
one
see
that
about
can kill
that.
a dragon permanently by
I don't know how well
devouring
this guy's going to be able to take out dragons. We're going to find out this episode, though. It didn't have too much problem with the first dragon I faced, but like I said, it was kind of a best case scenario with the spirits that I had bound through the ritual stone. Hey, Chris. What's up, buddy? Hope you're getting your weekend off to a good start. Next week on that, but his labs for blood and pee seem to indicate possible early kidney disease. Oh, no. But if it's early, I guess there's a treatment, right? It's got to be better that they caught it early. Always trying to find silver linings. He was slightly anemic, but that was probably the infection. Okay. You said the Thalmor after? So what's the part you're not
Dragons
telling me?
aren't just coming back. They're coming back to life. They weren't gone somewhere for all these years. They were dead, killed off centuries
Always
ago
when I
by
get
my
started with a car and
ancestors.
live stream.
Now
Nice.
something's
Good
happening
answer.
to bring them back to life, and I need you to help me stop it.
Follow up with the family vet on Thursday. Okay. Okay. So in the meantime, you just kind of hurry up and wait, huh? That's like the hardest part. So what makes you think dragons are coming back to life?
I know they are. I visited their ancient burial mounds and found them empty, and I figured out where the next one will come back to life. We're going to go there, and you're going to kill that dragon. If we succeed, I'll tell you anything you want to know.
Does it seem like he's feeling okay? He's eating. Oh yeah, I think you mentioned that. Yeah, he's eating and drinking okay, which is good. Okay. Do you know how crazy this is? So where are we headed?
Kynes Grove. There's an ancient dragon burial near there. If we can get there before it happens, maybe we'll learn how to stop it.
All right. Well, let's go kill a dragon.
I need to get into my traveling gear. Give me a minute and I'll be ready.
All right.
Ragnar the Red,
Just have a little look around.
Was a hero named Ragnar the
Oh, you're just gonna
riding to
do that
Whiterun from
right
old roaring
in front.
stead.
Okay, that was a cool
The
trick.
braggart did swagger and
Let's get on the road to Kyne's
as he
Grove.
told of bold battles
Equal
in Rome
parts,
he had made.
Impressed
But then
and
he went
disappointed,
quiet, did Ragnar the
I
Red,
guess.
When he met the shield maiden Matilda, who said, "Oh, you talk and you lie and you drink
Like
from
a very
mead.
quarterstaff,
Now I think it's
huh?
high time that you lie down and bleed." So
What else do we
they
got
kept
here?
slashing and
Agaviri
slashing steel
Katana.
as the
We're not really a
brainless
katana
Matilda
guy. We're not a
charged in full
quarterstaff
zeal.
guy. Alright.
And the braggart named Ragnar was boastful no more. When his ugly red head rolled around.
Just gonna take all these
the
because I can. Might come in handy at some point. A big ass giant toe. Okay, anything else in here worth grabbing? Oh, there's some more potions over there. Let's go get those. Flow space is kind of rough for third person, so I'm gonna pop it into first person just to navigate back out. Ooh, money. I like money. Don't need the steel dagger. We got more than enough of that. Ooh, we're very encumbered. I'm gonna stop by Ryek's End and, or no, maybe I can just unload this onto Philia, the horse. I'm running convenient horses, so she'll have unlimited storage. I can just dump this stuff onto until I'm ready to sell it off or enchant it or whatever. Lurking mostly, but listening while trying to get this brain to work. Oh, yeah, you know, I've been there. This was a rough work for me brain-wise. A rough week for me brain-wise. It's just, work has been a lot lately. And it's like, it's not physically intensive at all, right? I'm not doing like construction or anything, but just staring at a computer screen all day doing like intense like mental gymnastics is it's tough, it's draining, and it can be almost just as draining when it's not like mentally stimulating as well. It can be very tiring when it's that boring as well. So I had a little bit of both this week. You know, stress-filled panic trying to get things out on time, and coupled with stuff where I just have to hurry up and wait for other people to do things, but still have to be around to like answer messages and stuff. So I'm happy to see the weekend roll around, and I think we hit some of our deadlines. We got some deliveries done, so next week should be a little better, I think. Sometimes you wake up, and at least in my case, it's a fight not to feel depressed. Yeah. I don't struggle with that too much, but I know lots of folks do. I guess you just got to keep fighting the good fight. Doing your best, playing some Skyrim, being social, I think, is a big one. So we got all of the above right here today. Let's see, 251, 415. Okay, so we're good on encumbrance now. We need to head to... Oh, yeah, this fight is a drag with my mod list because the blizzard weather that hits when you fight Solicanir over here is it's like completely blinding. It's really hard to see anything. So this is tough. I'll do a save right before we do the fight. I'll try to do it without using a clear weather. Go return the horn to Arngeir. We'll do that after Kyne's Grove. But I do have some scrolls of clear weather, I believe that... Oh no, I haven't done that yet. I could just console them in and clear the weather, but the blizzard in that fight seems pretty obstinate. So for this coming up fight, I can't count on having any spirits bound to the ritual stone when the dragon actually, when I get there, right? Because who knows what's going to happen on the way. but right before you fight the dragon, there are some dead guards, or at least Stormcloak soldiers or whatever, on the side of the mountain. So we'll at least get a couple of guards, and they usually have bows and arrows that they can fire for range. We'll have the Avenging Spirit on our side as well that we'll be able to use. And we'll have a ward that we can pop up and use as well. I believe I have a level up. Yes, I do. I can use that tactically if I am about to die. That'll give me a free refill on all of my attributes. Good stuff. And I'm also running the perk in the restoration tree now where it recharges your mana when you enter a fight. So that should help with maintaining the ward. It's all you can do, and yes, being social with someone is definitely a plus. Most times, that's what I am trying to do. Okay, great. Well, you're here. Got all the usual suspects. All in the same spot. Traveling merchant. I don't think I'm going to do much of that. Okay, one thing that I want to do, I just put out the Old Ways guide for Winter Sun. And one of my pieces of advice is to, frequently pray to, your old ways and your old gods and things like that. You're going to have plenty of gems to be able to sacrifice, so don't worry about blowing through them. I don't have the Crown of Baranzaya or anything. This is all just from looting urns, looting bodies, and mining ore veins, right? And there's plenty. I don't think you have to go out of your way to do things to get more gems. They'll kind of just pop up. Early game, you might struggle a little bit, but the Crown of Baranzaya is not an early game thing to have anyway, right? Okay. And I'm going to switch to the bear right now because this gives you both damage resistance and armor rating. So that's a double dip into damage resistance. This is going to help if I get waylaid by bandits or whatever. It'll help with survivability, right? If I'm getting ready to infiltrate anybody, I'll switch to the snake, which gives you increased sneak. It makes it harder for people to detect you, basically. And we're already a pretty sneaky fella, so it becomes very difficult for enemies to detect us. But also it gives you a boost to sneak attack damage. So that's definitely the one that we're going to spend most of our time in when we're not traveling anyway. When we have a plan and we have a place to infiltrate, that's what we'll be going with. While we're traveling out on the open road where anything can happen, and we're most likely, if we're going to fight, we're going to be fighting in open combat. The bear is the way to go for survivability on high difficulty levels, and then I think the wolf gives you increased damage output, at least for critical strikes and stuff like that, if you're, trying to just do more damage. Emperor Lorcan, welcome, buddy. Hope you're doing well. How is Karn doing today? Karn's doing pretty good. I got a good night's sleep last night, so I've been sleeping a little better the last few nights, after a rough couple of weeks of just not being able to, for whatever reason. Sometimes my brain just doesn't shut off for like multiple weeks at a time, and then finally when I get some extra sleep, it's like things are starting to fire on all cylinders again. I'm feeling good. Today's a good day. Playing some Skyrim with some of my Skyrim friends. Good stuff. Can't complain. Well, I could complain, but I don't. I don't have any good reason to, and I won't, and I shouldn't, because right now my existence is pretty charmed, I would say. So, what all quests are you going to try to do today? I am blasting the main quest today, Mr. Poemer. Everybody's favorite. So we're trying to figure out. This guy has some shortcomings when it comes to dragons, namely that he has no ranged attacks, no good strong ranged attacks that he can use. So flying dragons are going to be very elusive to us. So I'm hoping you guys can help figure that out for me too. I think So part of the reason why we're blasting the main quest here too is to get the dragon shout, the shout that knocks the dragons out of the sky. And I am really drawing a blank. Somebody probably posted it in chat already and I completely missed it. Dragon Rend is the one. Dragon Rend. That finally popped into my head. Sorry if somebody already said that. Am I going the right way here? Yeah, that works. We'll go this way. Yep, Wynn's got it. Dragon Rend. There you go. And also, sorry, the chat is going to be, or I'm going to be lagging behind the chat a little bit, I guess is more technically correct. I had to switch from... You gonna try to fight me? Okay, yep, he's gonna try to fight me. God, ice mages are the worst in this game. They slow you down while they're backpedaling the entire time. If you're a melee warrior, man, you do not want to fight an ice mage. They sap your stamina, they slow you down. Alright, okay. Well, now we're gonna do this. Anybody see that Michael Jordan ESPN documentary? Well, I just took that personal. We're clearing this place. The hell with the main quest. That guy just pissed me off. Oh, you know what I should do though? Aspect of the snake. Which I believe the snake totem in old Nordic in the old Nordic pantheon, the snake totem is Lorcan, right? So we have Mr. Snake with us right now today. Speak of the devil. So this is, like I said, it's going to boost our sneak skill, and it's also going to boost our sneak attacks. Now I'm switching to the Fang of Haynektonamet. I think I actually said that correctly. Haynektonamet. It has a bigger base damage than the Mehrunes Razor. Mehrunes Razor has base damage of 50 right now, and the Fang, where is the Fang? Has 59. So that's going to scale much higher when you're considering, you know, 10, 12% sneak attack damage. Or 12. I think I'm usually getting about 12 times sneak damage on my sneak attacks right now. So 12 times 9, you're getting an extra, I don't know. Let's see, 90 plus 1,808 damage. Which is pretty significant, right? It's not much when you're just hacking on somebody, but when you're talking about that sneak attack multiplier, it does add up, or multiply up, I guess, in this case. Got anybody home in here? What causes your tattoos to glow? You mean in real life? Probably vast amounts of radiation. Maybe I'm hanging out too close to the microwave while I'm waiting for my Hot Pockets to cook. You like how deadpan I was about that? No, I don't know. It's I don't think they have a glow effect on them. The spell I'm using right now is Forgotten Magic Phantom Shroud, which is basically a beefed up muffle spell. So this puts me in like a, it looks ghostly, but it's not like ethereal form, like the Become Ethereal Shout or anything. I can still be hit with this. Oh, you might be talking about, so when I enter combat, I have visions of opportunity. Oh no, this is not. It's stave of ferocity, I believe, is the one. And that's already expired. There's a stave of ferocity. They're triumvirate shaman spells. So I have stave of ferocity, which basically enchants your power attacks to reduce armor rating and magic resistance of the enemy that you hit with it. And also there's visions of opportunity, which works kind of like the ordinator perk in restoration, where it highlights an enemy and debuffs them. But yeah, it's the same exact effect, except it happens on random enemies within a certain radius. You're probably talking about one of those two things. That's where it pops up the runes, right? Fallout 4 rads, yeah. Indeed. Missing anybody else? I felt like there was more than 3 guys over here. Could be mistaken. I did kill that one dude who was just chilling out on the road for some reason. Just check out the tops of the wall. Oh, there's a invisible bastard right here. Skyrim, I love you, never change. That happens once in a while. That also happens with the player character in my load order once in a while, which is amusing. One other thing that might be worth my while in this place in particular is I still need to find the phantom armor. I found the phantom shroud early enough, which is what I'm using right now, which was giving me this ethereal aesthetic here. Phantom armor is another forgotten magic redone spell that that is in the mystic archetype, I believe. And that's really going to shore up our defense, because what that does is it's a minor power that you can use at will. And it gives you a huge amount of damage resistance, but it doesn't actually resist the damage. It converts it to magicka damage. So it'll drain your magicka instead of your health for a large percentage of it. Which, because this guy is sometimes forced to fight on the front lines and just straight up toe-to-toe melee combat, it's a really good workaround for a magey character to get a little bit more defense when he doesn't have access to super high armor rating levels and things like that. So getting that spell will actually go a long way in us not having to invest in just kind of like unspec'd skills like enchanting and smithing and getting all the potions and everything. And it will help us to rely a little more on the relics that we find in our travels, which is a little more shamanistic. Or shamany, as I like to say. It's a King of Queens reference. The wife and I are a big fan. They decided to, they had a little extra money at some point, and they were like, you know what, we should invest this in the future. And then there was, they got a tip on this company called Shamany. And of course, the market fluctuated like crazy. It was losing its value really quickly, and Doug wanted to pull out like immediately. So they finally did. They pulled all their money out of that company, and of course, as soon as they did that, it spiked. So they ended up just throwing all their money away. So then, for the rest of the show, every time Doug sensed a bad investment, he'd go, Shamany. That show was great. Oh, I hear somebody snorting and wheezing over here somewhere. Do we have another invisible mage? No. Just somebody who sounded a lot closer than they actually are. What armor is that? That is the mercenary armor from Immersive Armors, but it is remodeled using Zavbio's retextures. The Zavbio retextures are great. They're not just retextures. Sometimes he actually changes the mesh on them. So once I clear the space out, I'll show off the armor just a little bit. It looks great, and it really fits the character really well. I didn't actually go out looking for this. This is just a complete hodgepodge of armor pieces that just make sense. I'm just getting lucky that they match the character, right? Phantom Shroud is completely compatible with Ghost Walk, by the way. For a really cool Spirit Assassin sort of combination here. Should be it. Put the Galder amulet back on, dispel the Night Eye. So it's hard to see with the Phantom effect here, but I also don't really have a good way of dispelling that, so maybe I can get a better shot of it here. No, this is how it originally looked. It was kind of just like a mashup with the thieves armor and the sort of single pauldron there and the pouches as a base. And then put some other leather pieces on top of it. Maybe some pieces from the hide armor there as well. One of the satchels from the regular old mage robes that you get. But then he retextured it. He kind of got rid of some of the leather backing on the chest on the right side there, or on his right side, our left side. Added some better looking pauldrons and stuff like that. It's really cool looking now. And that's XAVBIO. Check out his page on the Nexus if you're a PC player. It's just gonna make all of or most of the armors in your game look so much better. He does the vanilla ones. He does the AE ones. He does a lot of the major mods, like Immersive Armors was what this one was from. Looks a lot better, in my opinion. And he also fixes a lot of stuff from Immersive Armors. So it's like you get some like weird lighting anomalies on some of the Immersive Armors. It like doesn't show up well if you have like some of the fancier lighting mods. He fixes all that stuff too. Highly recommend. There's not really any reason not to have it unless you just don't have access to it because you're. I don't know if he puts his stuff out on console. He might. Be cool if he did. Zavbio does great work. He does indeed. A slight detour, indeed. King of Queens is classic. Jerry Stiller was hilarious as the father. He was. It was a great addition to that show. Just added so much chaos. I mean, he always plays the same character and everything. He was the same character as George's dad in Seinfeld, but always absolutely hilarious. I feel like I'm missing something in here. Oh yeah, there's the bound bow spell tome. That's gonna hurt. Nope, didn't hurt. So here's a dirty little secret. I don't actually know where the bound bow is. I know it's in here somewhere. I've played this game for like 4,000 hours. I still have no idea where this is. Is it like hidden in a bucket over here somewhere? I thought it was next to the fireplace. His stuff is on Xbox. Oh, nice. All right, good shit. Thanks for that, enigmatic nomad. Welcome, by the way. I don't think I saw you slip in. What up, Carnage? Ooh, I like the nickname, Carnage. That sounds badass. How's it going, Joe? Hope you're doing really well. Having a really good Saturday. Tomatoes are good for vegetable soup, which I still use. This guy is not much of an alchemist. It's in the main room with the mage that sits at the desk. Okay, so upstairs. Right up here. That's the firmament. Down the stairs, on the first room you went into. Okay, that's what I thought. I thought it was near the fireplace down here. Oh, is it in one of these kettles? Into the other door. Is there another door? Is there a whole other door here that I just never saw? Oh, go to the other fort. The, okay. Gotcha. So far, yeah, going all right. Vacuuming is done, so that's always nice to get out of the way. Yeah, awesome. So, yeah, I have some doggy poop to clean up out in the backyard this weekend. We also have some some roots growing up the inside part of our wall, right? So I got to figure that out. I don't know where they're coming from. I don't see any roots coming in from the outside, so they're coming from somewhere else. And they were under the latest layer of paint that we put down when we bought the house in 2016, I want to say. Oh, this desk you're talking about. Okay, so it's in the dungeon area. This bucket? Haha, there it is. Thank you, enigmatic nomad. That was okay, I'm definitely not going to forget that now. It's in the dungeon area to the left of the guy at the desk. Right next to this shelf. Okay, I'll remember that now. You know, I've watched like 1,000 other YouTubers do this 1,000 times each, and it's like I've always only been like halfway paying attention because I was like either working or focused on something else at the time and just kind of watching it in the background. And I know that Couch Warrior, that was a big part of his Fleet series, was getting to that specific thing, and I've watched that about 3 or 4 times at least, and just always tend to look away at the exact moment where I needed to get like a key landmarks or whatever. But now we got it. There we go. That was a very noob thing that I didn't know. You should rest and meditate on what you've learned. Okay, yeah, I'm focusing on endurance and speed with the horse. I don't really need the horse to fight for me. I have enough, like, spirit minions to do that for me. So what I do need the horse for is getting from point A to point B or out of a hornet's nest really quickly. So I need to be able to sprint really fast and maintain that sprint speed for a while. So I've been splitting my horse points between endurance and speed. All right, Felia, let's keep moving. I think I need to go directly behind me here. Follow this main road, don't take any of the forks, and we will arrive at Kynesgrove. Still no phantom armor. That's too bad. Noise shield? Yeah, it's not bad, huh? It's a very kind of Nordic, Viking-esque, shamanistic. I like it. Oh yeah, no, you don't have to apologize for lurking. I was just apologizing that if you did come in, I didn't see you. Yeah, the delayed chat is making it kind of hard. Oh yeah, just take your time getting off that horse there, buddy.
Oh, no, you don't.
Get in there, minions.
Challenge me. Now that's
Okay. Well, blew it all on a couple spiders. Had a whole bunch of spirit minions there. They all came out to destroy a couple spiders, and I even got one of them before they could get to him, so... Seems like kind of a waste, but that's kind of part of the nuance of this build, right? If you're going to build something around the ritual stone from Andromeda, you know, you can... There are ways of managing. Being well-versed in the ways of stealth is one way you can manage that. As long as you stay undetected, those ritual spirits aren't going to pop. So... You can use stealth to avoid the easier fights. That way you save those spirits up for one of the bigger fights when you do actually become detected. Either way, I haven't found it to be too much of an issue so far, but that is kind of a cool little strategic / tactical thing that you can do with this build. And I love those little things, little nuances in these builds. That's what keeps this game fun after so many thousands of hours of playtime. Finding the weird little intricacies in each build and finding new ways to play the game and new tactics to employ, new strategies to chase. That's what it's all about. It's not about meta anymore. People already know the meta for Skyrim. That's old news. And sometimes the most effective tactic available... Oh, I'm in Darkwater now. I need to turn around, but at least I got this on the map. Sometimes the most effective tactic available is not the most fun tactic available. So I'm not looking for the meta, I'm looking for the mufta. I just came up with that on my own, just right now. I'm a genius. It's okay, you're not gonna embarrass me if you call me a genius, but... Woo! Woo! And that's another little nuance of a ritual stone build too, is that's more of a bug in the Skyrim engine. If you're running things like Hunterborn, and I think Convenient Horses also, that's going to introduce script lag. That has scripts that are going to be running the entire time, especially if you don't have a super fast CPU. You're going to start getting like weird... Ooh, look at that moon. That's nutty. Okay, it's time for some screen archery here, I think. I wish there were a way to target FO or depth of field, like there with like aperture planes and stuff like that, like there are in Starfield, in the Starfield's photo mode. That would be nice. I'm sure there are mods that do it. I can't be bothered to put a photo mode into Skyrim when it has all these console tools available right from the get-go. Dark Knight tonight, huh? And not in the Batman variety. Catch up. Missed that guy Stu. Hope he's doing well. He seems to be doing well. Yeah. Some of us are on his Discord, right? He's really into making his music now. Kind of ambient music. I do want to feature some of his music in some videos. It's just my pipeline is too long right now for projects that I want to do. But I might actually look through his library. I got a couple videos out right now that are mostly kind of talking pieces. Or in the works, not out right now, but in the works. And maybe I can use some of his stuff for some more ambient background stuff. Making a lot of ambient music nowadays. It's good. Yep. Also love being able to do hybrid builds. Yes, hybrid builds keep things fresh for sure. Mixing and matching in cool ways. Because I'm so in and out, will give me a short synopsis of how you roleplay and reconcile a shaman holy man as an assassin. I don't think he's actually holy. He's just I think most people would see him as just highly superstitious and kind of weird. So the whole aspect of the whole idea of this game, or of this character, I'm kind of trying to play off of, I don't know if you've played Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice. Amazing, freaking fantastic game. It's a short experience. You can play it like in a weekend or two. He's very spiritual, yes. He would say he's spiritual. Other people would probably say he's superstitious. They think that he's got like this dark demeanor to him. He was also born under the sign of the shadow, and the other superstitious Nords in his barracks. Okay, so backing up a little bit, he's an orphan. He's a war orphan, basically. Both of his parents were, fighting for some cause for Ulfric. So he was raised basically in Stormcloak's barracks, and he feels like an intrinsic need to fight for the Stormcloaks and for what he believes are Nord best interests. But since he was born under the sign of the shadow, and he's kind of always shown signs that he sees things that other people don't, he hears things that other people doesn't hear, they kind of isolated him. He became a pariah. Nobody really wanted to connect with him, right? But he also has shown a propensity for stealth and subterfuge, and they think that they can leverage him as an assassin. So they sent him out on this rite of passage to kill a saber-tooth or a saber-cat with, just a dagger. Sneak up on a saber-tooth, and if you can sneak up on a saber-tooth and, take down the apex predator as the new apex predator, come on back to the Stormcloaks. We're gonna use you as an assassin. We're at that point right now, but now he's in this weird dichotomy of where the Stormcloaks know that they need him, and they confer, that much respect to him at least, but they still don't like him, right? They still don't really want him around. He still, kind of gets caught talking to people who aren't there, to seeing things that aren't there. So there's this, I'm kind of towing the line between insanity and actual shaman here. He's a shaman in the way that he doesn't really label himself as a shaman, but he's more of a spirit conduit. He's got some magic abilities, and they all stem from this weird conduit nature that he has with the spirit realm, where he can channel spirits, he can confer with spirits, he sees spirits that other people don't. He's more sensitive to it for whatever reason. Maybe some of it actually isn't there. Maybe he's just completely insane. Maybe he's drawing power from a place of insanity instead of some magical spirit realm. It's all tangible and everything to him, but other people don't see it. I like to roleplay that maybe those spirits that pop up from the ritual stone and help me when I'm in a fight, maybe those other people don't see it. Maybe if there was such a thing as like security cams in Skyrim, that it would be like the Fight Club moment when Jack was fighting Tyler Durden, and it just looked like Jack was throwing himself around and smashing his own stuff, smashing his own face and everything. Maybe he's just running around like a whirling dervish, just completely slicing people up. I don't know. And in Skyrim, it's hard to tell because your perspective is, at least when you're playing a character-focused roleplay, your perspective is all through the player character. You don't get to see what NPCs see. So that's where the roleplay of that is. So as a spiritual guy, does he follow a particular deity? No, he goes for the old ways. So he worships the animal totem. But he does have a reverence for any sort of deity that might want to talk to him. He takes heed to Meridia. He took heed to Mehrunes Dagon. Whether or not that sort of subjective, qualitative value of good or evil lies on one side of the line or other, if there is some kind of powerful entity requesting something of him, he's going to feel like he needs to do it either out of fear, out of respect, or out of just having at least something or someone to talk to, because regular people don't want to. Or is he on the edge of insanity because of his connection with the spirit realm? I think of it as an all of the above type thing. It's basically just an entire like closed circuit echo chamber type thing where everything feeds into each other and amplifies it. So his insanity is fueling his isolationism, which is fueling his spirituality, which is fueling his strength in battle, which is fueling his spirituality again, which is fueling his isolationism because he looks like a complete weirdo to everybody else. So it's kind of like a closed infinite loop, except more like a closed infinite flower petal loop where everything's interconnected. Like an infinitely looping Venn diagram. Ow. That's lovely. Never change Skyrim. Did not need to do that. I accidentally hit one of the buttons on my controller that I was not looking to do. Self-fulfilling, self-feeding, self-sustaining. Yeah, kind of like a perpetual motion machine, like one of those click-clack things that people in the 80s used to have on their corporate desks all the time, where the balls would bounce back and forth. Except each time the ball bounces, it bounces harder. Who's next? Oh, zombies. Okay. These guys get tough. I'm gonna buy a little space here. I'm gonna do a quick save because I might die a couple times here. And I don't seem to have any spirit backup here. Switch back to the Thang. At least I'm gonna get some shock damage out of this. I don't think the corrosive damage from Mehrunes Dagon or Mehrunes Razor.
Does someone live?
Okay. Hopefully the bear helps me.
Only a fool tries to kill the dead.
No. As soon as that zombie was dead, the bear came after me. Yeah, he took that undying ghost out fast. So this is one of the Creation Club pieces that were added by the AE update. It adds a bunch of summonable zombies spells to the game, like what we had in Oblivion. Oh my god, he's got some reach on that thing. Okay, fortify block, fortify light armor, fortify one-handed, vegetable soup, or the stamina regeneration. I don't think I'm gonna get much help out of anything else here. These guys are undead, so they're not affected by poison. I'm gonna have to recharge this dagger at some point. Oh, alright, we got the pilgrims. Okay, these guys are gonna get slaughtered, but at least we got some meat shields here in the meantime. Okay, let's recharge our blade. 25 shock damage each time. That helps a little bit, especially when you're hacking with the speed and ferocity of a dagger like what we're doing here.
Nobody here now.
I also just realized that I forgot to take back on the aspect of the bear, which would have helped a lot with defense in that situation. I'm still running the snake, which is absolutely useless for when you get waylaid on the road. Yeah, those guys are tough to fight on their own. So yeah, the CC package that adds these guys in. You get a bunch of spells that give you summonable zombies like what you had in Oblivion. But once you complete the quest and get those spells, then these zombies are added as a random event that happens on the road and at whatever random event trigger you might encounter. And there's always a bunch of them, and they're always really tough. Get Ophelia back out here from whatever tree she's hiding behind. Got some help at the right time, did indeed. Skyrim giveth and Skyrim taketh away sometimes, and sometimes it giveth back a little bit more. It's kind of like the US tax system. Love the turn undead spell. That would probably actually work. I do actually, that's a good point, Nomad. I think I do have some things. Bone Spirit is something that I can use against undead. This is a powerful sort of ranged spell that I could have been using that whole time. I was spending all of my magicka though on that Undying Ghost, which was acting as a meat shield. I don't know that this would be any better. I do have turn lesser undead too. Maybe I should upgrade that spell. Chance to fail on targets above level 10. And I'm level 40 right now. 42 even maybe. So yeah, there would have to be some very low leveled enemies to actually be affected by this. Yeah, I need to go get the upgrade to that. Okay, so speaking of lack of ranged spells, I do have Blight Curse. This is not really, it doesn't really fit in with the theme for the build though. This is another Forgotten Magic redone spell that is absolutely fantastic as a ranged damage spell. It is a it scales with restoration, so it's great for like priests and, you know, clerics or paladins or whatever, if you're looking for a ranged option for those characters that you want the damage to actually scale with restoration. But it's disease damage, so it's more of like a plague bringer type. And I don't know. I don't see it fitting well with this character. Holy Bolt would work a little better. This is another FMR spell. Blast the target with light, causing a burst of healing to an ally or a portion of that damage to an enemy. Default 50% of healing done as damage, upgraded by the False Light branch. So this is a little better. This isn't like... Again, this character isn't like holy. He's more of just like a conduit to the spirit realms. Or the other side, I guess, basically. However you want to say it. There are lots of different places you go when you die in the Elder Scrolls. Hard to actually say. Could be a plane of Oblivion. Could be Soul Cairn. Could be the Hunting Grounds. Could be Sovngarde. Go get some rabbit eyes out of this. Take it. Good for potions. The upside down? Yeah. There you go. Morning Star is pretty cool, but not something that the Steger is proficient in. Holy Undead Health. Yeah. Got some help at the right time. Handled yourself well. You'd make a great shield brother. Yeah, indeed. I actually did join the companions just for the training. And that would be kind of a cool little side journey to take on at some point. Oh, hey, James. What's up, buddy? Didn't see you sneak in there. Welcome, welcome. Hope you're doing well. Even if it doesn't work, they still stagger. Okay, great. Yeah, that's a good one. Like the higher leveled one. That's good to know. I think at this point, I would still rather have the meat shield. That Undying Ghost is probably, you know, next to the Avenging Wraith, which if it gets killed by a super high level enemy, it's going to come back at that level of the enemy that killed it. Other than that, this is my strongest conjuration that I can use as a meat shield. Its attributes scale with the amount of magicka that you have when you cast it, and it completely drains all your magicka. So that's like, in a pinch, that's the best tank that I have access to if I don't have any spirits bound through the ritual stone. I don't know if I have the magicka to... I guess the turn lesser undead, it does stagger, but that only works for a second. If the lesser undead turn effect does that fear effect or whatever does work, they will stay feared for a long time. But I don't know if I have the magicka to sustain that. I'm doing 2 points in health, 2 points in stamina, and 1 point in magicka for every 5 levels. Handy when facing death lords or dragons because they're a ranged summon. So sometimes why I use the Undying Ghost instead of the Avenging Wraith is because I need a melee minion that's going to tank for me, right? The Avenging Wraith is kind of cowardly. She's going to run all over the place and shoot from afar. She does have a dagger, but she only uses it if she's really forced to, right? Spirit Wind is cool too. I can't remember what spell package. Okay, so Spirit Wind, is that the one where when you sprint you regain magicka? Because that's an apocalypse spell. Or is that Mystic Wind? Something Wind. Can't believe a lesser ward completely negates a dragon's breath attack. Well, it does at lower levels. I think I'm gonna have trouble at higher levels. We'll see. With the Pass Wind, yes, indeed. I'm doing enough. And have you started setup? And I have done it today. Okay. Okie dokie. All right. What am I doing? Oh yeah, heading to Kynes Grove. Yeah, so the thing about... Look at me, I'm so talented I can actually skin a pelt and harvest ingredients, field dress a fox from atop my horse. What was I saying? Oh yeah, the lesser ward thing. The dragon breath is, it's less about its direct damage and more about the continued damage you take from the splash damage on the ground, I think. Now, at higher levels, those dragons will start doing, like, Ice Storm and start shooting those huge fireballs at you and stuff like that. And those things can definitely hurt. The regular fire and frost breath, it's sustained, but... Oh! Get off of the horse, dude!
No! Another...
Man, wasted all those pilgrims there too. Okay, is that Philia? Is there somebody else running around here? Couldn't tell if that was the horse or if that was another wolf. Oh, look at that. We've got a spirit fox. That's kind of cool. That is shaman as AF right there. I like it. No, it's like a pink misty wind you cast from the Rester skill. Spreads in a wide area so you can hit multiple targets at once, especially effective against undead. That does sound extremely familiar. I want to say maybe that's an FMR? No, that might be even Odin. I think it might be Odin. Because I do remember playing around with that spell for another build that I was messing with. I don't remember what build that was now. It's a sign. It's a sign indeed. Christmas setup today? That sounds like a lot of fun. Might be Odin, sounds right. Yeah, I do remember something like that from Odin. Surprised the wind hasn't chimed in with all this wind talk. Mystic Wind, Spirit Wind, Passing Wind, The Wind. Ouch. Didn't get my shield out fast enough. While I'm thinking about defense, though, let's take on the bear aspect here. Shore up our defense a little bit just in case we get waylaid again like we just did. Oh, we're getting really close to 200% favor, which is the max cap for Winter Sun. So we'll get our maximum bonuses for whatever aspect we take on. Welcome back, Poemer. Martial art of window. We're still a ways away here. Okay, more wolves. At least I'm actually dismounting properly this time. Woo! Caught a mid-lunge. I love it when that happens. It goes flying through the air dead. Dead before he hit the ground. Must have severed the brainstem on the way past me or something. That's what you get. Chose the wrong prey, wolves. I guess I could have stayed on the horse. I like the nightshade. Nightshade's good. It does have a poison effect to it, but the real value of Nightshade... Okay, that looks like a storm mage? What the hell's going on here? Lots of bears. Switch back to Mehrunes Razor, since we're fighting live enemies now. Corrosive damage will actually work well.
The endless sleep comes for us all.
Spirit Wolf trying to shank me. Is that Faldris? It looks like it might be Faldris. He's always wearing leveled gear. Might just have some regular black robes the first time you see him, but the next time you see him, he's wearing all kinds of like dwarven stuff. Yep, that's
I'm on a
Faldris.
pilgrimage to the shrine of Azura, the goddess of twilight. If you'll excuse me.
If you'll excuse me. Yeah, I like your knife. Cool equipment, bro. Good luck on your pilgrimage. Now, where the hell is my horse? It's so hard to find in these lighting conditions here. Horse whistle. 2.1 for Cyberpunk 2077 is out now, and even better. Yeah, I know. I've been playing it all week. I've actually been grinding Cyberpunk a lot more than Skyrim this week. Did some Skyrim though. Obviously, I got to unlock dragons. Did some Starfield. That's where the real grind is at. So, Starfield, I do have some content coming out for it still yet. I know there's a few subscribers that I picked up from a couple of the Starfield videos that I did. So that's still coming. But in Starfield, my biggest gripe about Starfield is they hide all the coolest stuff behind these ridiculous either RNG grinds or just New Game Plus grinds. So the game, I think most people would agree, the game is very, very easy, even on the hardest difficulty levels. It's hard to find a place where it's you know, aside from like the last boss rush against all those Starborn, it's hard to find a place on the original playthrough where it's, you know, you feel like you're in danger. And that might appeal to some people, or, you know, that's fine. I like a challenge. But also, if I'm going to do build guides, I want to be able to test it and make sure it's viable at the hardest difficulty levels, just because that's like the true test of actual like viable build, right? But they hide the hardest difficulty level in Starfield behind New Game Plus 10. The game, yeah, if you're complaining that the game is too easy, the answer is to loop New Game Pluses until about, you know, New Game Plus 7 or New Game Plus 8. But getting there is a grind. Now, you can just blast through like that last boss run. You can head right for it. You can do it probably in an hour and a half or 2 hours to get to the next New Game Plus loop, and then do that again 10 times, which is 20 hours for the hardest difficulty level, which isn't terrible, right? But if you're trying to unlock all those Starborn powers, because every time you re-unlock a power, it gets stronger. So if you want tier 10 of all those Starborn powers, that's a lot of grinding. Finding all those temples, doing the stupid little anomaly chasing for each one of those temples is... It's a grind. It's rough. I hope in their next expansion that they do actually kind of fix the grind a little bit, make it so that the cool, weird, anomalous timelines that you get when you do New Game Plus, they proc a lot more often. That would be nice, because that's some of the coolest stuff in the game that is that's hid behind like a 5% chance to actually see something crazy. And the other RNG gripe that I have is for legendary weapons. Some of the coolest stuff is hidden behind those legendary weapons, which are randomly dropped. I hear a dragon now. That's probably over at Bonestream Crest. But you hardly ever see them, especially in containers. Container loot is completely busted. They need to retune that heavily. And then, yeah, just really increase. I've been seeing more of them as I'm doing higher New Game Plus at very hard difficulty levels. The game is getting harder, enemies are getting harder to kill, and they're much more deadly. And they are also dropping more rare, epic, and legendary weapons, but not a lot, not enough to keep things interesting. What the hell am I fighting? Are more zombies? Okay, now these zombies are fighting the dragons and some other folks. So, or not the dragons, the giants and some other folks. So, this should be more of a fair fight, I think. Oh, no. The damn zombies just took out a giant. I don't know who this other person is. I'm going to focus fire on the ones with the runes because they're the weakest. Looks like the giant is turning on...
No sign of him.
Okay, friends? Yeah, I saved your life. Okay. We're all friends. Hey, you guys didn't want to, like, group up? Because that was kind of badass. Look at the carnage here. That was incredible. That was a crazy random encounter. Yeah, so I hope with the expansion, they make it easier to see the cool shit that they really hid from people with the release version of this stuff. Because there is some really, really good stuff in that game that people just don't get to see because, you know, casual gamers are going to play the game through the main quest and they're going to put their, you know, 20 to 30 to 40 hours into it. You know, 100 to 200 hours if they're really trying to be completionist about it. And then they're going to get everything that they came for and they're going to say the game is meh. Without ever having seen like the coolest stuff. They're really burying the lead with some stuff. They're making you work too hard to get to the cool stuff. So I hope they make it easier to see that stuff going forward. Dremuloke, hey, there's Haster. Welcome, buddy. But yeah, that started off with Cyberpunk 2077. Other than Skyrim and Starfield, I've been playing a lot of Cyberpunk 2077. That game is fantastic. These Cyber Psycho, they turned into like boss fights. They're so much fun. They're like epic now. Each one of them has like different AI now, like different phases and stuff. It's really cool. Anybody who's been sleeping on Cyberpunk, you can probably find it on sale right now, even if you don't buy the Phantom Liberty expansion. This is an epic game. It's really good. It's one of my top 3 games all time. Probably the top game of the last 10 years. I would say, in my opinion. Oh, thanks for the link to Joe's channel there, Haster. You're a good guy. The only game for grinding is Borderlands 2. I tried to play Borderlands 2, and I got too many server crashes. That was like Borderlands 1 I played. I didn't really enjoy, but I ground through it. I grinded through it. Borderlands 2 was really amazing. I had a lot of fun through the starter area, and then as soon as it tried to connect to the server over my Wi-Fi from my living room, because I was playing it on console, it crashed and I couldn't get connected, and you know, there are thousands of other games that are well worth your time now. So it's like I don't want to bother with this. I'll just move on to something else, which I think is what a lot of people are doing with Starfield. Unfortunately, too many people are spoiled for choice. So many good games. We didn't have the luxury of being able to switch to one of the best games ever, like Cyberpunk or Baldur's Gate 3, both of which came out within the last 3 years, right? When Skyrim came out or when Oblivion came out, we had Skyrim and we had Demon Souls and we had The Witcher, right? So when people got bored of Skyrim, they didn't really have much to turn to, and nowadays it's like, okay, I can do 10 new game plus runs in Starfield to get to the good stuff, or I can see what this Baldur's Gate 3 game is all about, and that will hold your attention for a long time. I am ashamed to say, did I already loot all these guys, that I haven't played Baldur's Gate 3. I've been trying to keep up with all the major game releases of the years. Baldur's Gate 3 was not one that I played yet. And the very specific reason for that is that I knew that it was going to be an undertaking. Like, I could play... What the hell am I fighting over here? I could play 5 new Game of the Year contenders over the course of 2 or 3 months, or
And you thought I was just a
I could play Baldur's Gate 3 for the rest of the year and not experience anything else. So Baldur's Gate 3 goes to the backlog. I'll play that next year probably. Also, I've bounced off of CRPGs pretty hard in the past. Baldur's Gate 3 seems like an amazing game, but I have a sneaking suspicion that I am going to not enjoy it as much as I enjoy even Starfield. As much as that might sound heretical for a lot of people to hear, I'm like 99% certain, maybe 95% for assigning arbitrary mathematical values to things that can't be quantified. Like 95% sure that I will probably bounce off of Baldur's Gate 3 and go back to Starfield next year. That's what's going to happen. Unfortunately. I will probably freely and totally admit that Baldur's Gate 3 is the better game. But the heart wants what the heart wants. You don't get to pick who you fall in love with. Baldur's Gate 3 is like a 72-hour game or more. Yeah, I think 72 is probably on a very low estimate. The amount of content that they put in that game, you could probably replay that game 5 times, right? And just really take your time with all the dialogue options. This is impossible. I cannot navigate like this. Sorry, I'm gonna cheating right on stream here, right in front of y'all, and I don't even care because this is ridiculous. I mean, I could try to fight a dragon in this. It would be very challenging, but it would be also very annoying, and I don't think it would be fun to watch. I wouldn't have any fun. You wouldn't have any fun. Why would we even try? That's my thought on the whole thing. Belia, you with me? I hear you. I don't see you. Do I still have my horse whistle active? I do. Quick save? Did I break on a quick save? Am I frozen? I might be frozen. Mr. Freeze. Holy Blizzard, Batman. Okay, so I hope I didn't forget to save anytime soon. Haster, you summoned the freeze when you said Mr. Freeze. I blame Haster. It'll literally be cold steel. Yeah, indeed. The dragon would enjoy it. Yeah, for sure. Currently infatuated with the whole 2K resolution armor and weapon of the Unburnt, which I posted in both Icarus and Ireshot's Discord. Oh, okay. I'll have to go look. The Unburnt armor. I enjoy grinding if the grinding is enjoyable, right? I'm still loving the hell out of Diablo 4, honestly. I have to take breaks for it to play other games now and then, but Diablo 4 is grindy, but it's enjoyable because of the buildcraft that's... When I say buildcraft, I mean like your character build, not actually building things like outposts and stuff. Because that part of it is enjoyable. That's fair. When in doubt, it's not the wind's fault. It must be Hastard's. If it's not the wind's fault, yeah. The game says, let there be cold. Yes, it did. How dare you? I'll have you know I'm a sanctioned psyker in the service of the Emperor's Holy Inquisition. Oh, okay. He's title dropping now. I enjoy grinding if the grinding is enjoyable. Yeah, two things, indeed. All right, where are we? Okay, not too far away. That's good. Did I hit the zombie apocalypse with the giant and everything yet? Thelia, where are you? Oh, there's a dragon. That's Alduin. It has flaming particle aura and is in gold and is ancient Nordic heavy. Oh, that sounds cool. No, I'll take a look at it here soon. I just want to get through this part of the quest. Having a little bit of instability here with the weather and everything and the lighting and all that jazz. Do I still have? I do not. Time to pitch a tent and wait it out. Yeah, the problem is the weather here is scripted. I think it's always supposed to be a snowstorm when you fight Solicanir. In fact, it can be kind of obstinate too. If whether I do it through the console or do it through these control weather scrolls, the blizzard always seems to want to come back. This part in the main quest line, it just, to add to the epicness of it, they want a snowstorm going on at this point in the game, which is great for dramatic effect, but when you have weather mods that make inclement weather that much worse, it becomes next to impossible to deal with, if not just completely impossible to deal with. Okay, yeah, we got some Stormcloaked soldiers here, and where is, what's her name? She's usually coming out here. Telling me about the dragon. It's attacking! Yeah, she's preoccupied. She doesn't even want to talk to me. Okay, let's make sure we have the Avenging Wraith handy. So the Undying Ghost is set to hotkey nothing. Undying Ghost, there we go, 5. Conjure Avenging Wraith. Okay, the Avenging Wraith is a ranged summon. That's good. Delphine also will be helping us out with some bow and arrow attacks and then dual wield one-handed attacks when she shows up. Make sure that the ritual stone is picking up all these guys. They should help. And I do want my... trying to find my ward. What do I have my ward set to? Yep, here we go. Like I said, it's obstinate. Very stubborn.
This is worse than I thought.
What, the weather? Yeah, it's terrible. Thought I had my lesser ward set up to a hotkey. I just can't find out which one it is. Lesser ward. It is set up to something. There it is. Double click the right D-pad. Mehrunes Razor is correct. We can add corrosive damage to these guys once we get them grounded. Do a quick save here, just in case something bad happens. My point about Baldur's Gate 3 uses the patterned technique from XCOM 2 games that came up with this are more likely to play XCOM 2 with mods called Long War and Creatures and Guns. Okay. XCOM's another one I've never really gotten into, but it looked interesting. I might even have it in my library.
I'm not sticking around to fight a dragon. Use the practice.
Coming down? Oh, you stay right there?
Got to bring it down.
Don't be a wuss. Come down here and face me. It's got a bloody face already. Yeah, so when I have the benefit of having like several ritual stone summons available, this becomes not as bad, especially on legendary difficulty when NPC's damage output scales on a multiplicatively higher. Easy for me to say. Yeah, those things, your summons will do a lot more damage than they will on easier difficulty levels.
You'll have to do better than that. I'm not afraid of you.
Oh my god. Yep, dead. Oh boy. Alright. Almost had him. He was really close, right? Oh, that's Alduin. He's flying away. Yeah, so when we have the benefit of actually having spirits bound for the ritual stone, these dragon fights are much easier. But when we don't have that benefit, that's what I'm more worried about.
I see that mortals have become arrogant.
Oh, speaking of King of Queens, the guy who voices the dragons is Carrie's boss from that show. Hilarious to think of.
Will not save you.
Do I still have my Wraith available? She's still out here? Can't tell if she's been knocked out yet or not. Yeah, the ice storm is brutal.
I'm not afraid of you.
Avenging Wraith, are you around here anywhere? Don't see her. Okay.
My voice has been silent for too long.
Try to stay at the wing, stay away from the tail. The tail is what blasted me last time. Do not see the Avenging Wraith. I'm gonna pop her back out. Now she's going to town on Salakanir. On Sally.
To be a real fight then.
Okay, do I have any resistance potions? I thought I had some. Shock's not gonna help me. We'll go ahead and throw up the block one-handed. Do I have some light armor? Resist fire, that's not gonna help me. Got some poisons, that might help. Deadly poison, sure. Looking for elixir of resist cold. There we go. That's the good stuff. Light armor, yes please. That should about do it, I think. Okay, here we go. Let's get in there, guys.
I could use a hand here.
Okay.
I'll be damned. You did it.
I did.
Something's happening.
Don't act so surprised.
So you really are.
You just got the smack lay down on you. I sure did. If you're interested, there's a YouTuber that has made a series called XCOM 2 Modded Without Reason as really funny series. Okay, that does sound kind of funny. It's the actual channel name. Or actual title. XCOM 2 Modded Beyond Reason. I see. Yeah, there is actually... I have watched some people play the game. For me, I need a lot of upfront real-time action. Which is why I tend to prefer games like Skyrim, like BGS type games over like a Larian type game or a Black Isle type game.
I owe you some answers, don't I?
I need that
Go
real-time
ahead.
combat,
Whatever you
I
want
come
to
from
know.
arcade
Nothing
backgrounds.
about
I like action gaming. But we'll see. I do plan on playing Divinity Original Sin DOS 2 at some point. Who are you and what do you want?
One of the last members.
I like to play different fantasy role-playing games too to give me ideas for Skyrim builds. I get ideas from Skyrim builds from all over the place. This build came from Senua's Sacrifice. I have an Imperial Juggernaut build that's inspired from Marisa from Street Fighter 6. I got it's not ready yet, but it's in the pipeline. It's one of those pipeline builds.
The first thing we need to do is figure out who's behind
And sort of like a shadow shot combat arcane archer that's based off of my Diablo 4 build that I want to do. All kinds of good stuff. I even got what was that? Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, which is another fighting game that's fantasy inspired that I want to do Skyrim builds for. They look really cool. And there was a newer one recently too. Oh yeah, DNF Fighters, the Dungeon Fighter Online fighting game. Looks like it also has some good Skyrim build potential too.
Nothing solid. The Empire had capped, and now the Who else gains from that but the Thalmor?
So we need to know what the we need to know what the Thalmor know about the dragons. Any ideas?
If we could get into the Thalmor embassy, it's the center of their operations in Skyrim. Problem is that place is locked up tighter than a miser's purse. They could teach me a few things about paranoia.
So how do we get into the Thalmor embassy?
I'm not sure yet. I have a few ideas, but I'll need some time to pull things together. Meet me back in Riverwood. If I'm not back when you get there, wait for me. I shouldn't be long. Keep an eye on the sky. This is only going to get worse.
Okay, we are over encumbered. But we have the Thalmor embassy stuff to do next. Did I get the dragon blood out of there? The dragon blood stuff is very, very... Yeah, I did. Okay, good. Very good. And also there's some ingredients that you get from dragons too. The dragon heart that are also very powerful. They have multiplicative scaling on the alchemical effects that you get from the potions that you make from them. Very strong stuff. Even extremely useful for non-alchemy characters. Have I ever played Bound by Flame? I have not. What kind of game is that? Another good fantasy game would be Kingdoms of Amalur: Re-Reckoning. Yes, that one is definitely on my backlog as well. That has a great combat system in it from what I have heard. People rave about the combat in that one. I did play about, I want to say like 10 hours of Dragon's Dogma 1 as well. That's another one that people really like the combat system for. I did have a lot of fun with it. I was just in a place where I was just kind of obsessed with Skyrim at that time. I had like another Skyrim build in mind that I wanted to try out. Oh, there's another dragon way out there. That's probably the Bone Strewn Crest dragon. I need Philia. Divinity Original 2 models could make a really good model of the Conjurer creatures, and infusion of different elements would be a really cool idea. Yeah, and I haven't played that at all, but I know that like the builds that people do in that game, and people kind of like the buildcraft in Baldur's Gate 3 as well. The problem with Baldur's Gate 3 is like what you top out at like level 10 or something like that, right? So there's not a whole lot of progression until you get to the level count. And so progression happens very slowly in that game. So maybe it's not a game for builds, although people do seem to like it. I don't know. Haven't gotten in there yet to judge for myself, but I can... Baldur's Gate 3 is Dungeons and Dragons, right? So if I'm gonna be doing Baldur's Gate 3 inspired builds, that's basically Dungeons and Dragons inspired builds. Ooh. Hiccuping and burping at the same time. Right in your ear. Straight from my body to your ear. Which isn't a bad idea, right? But D&D has some crazy rules and stuff that I got to make sure that I get right and do some research on before I start doing D&D builds in Skyrim. I feel like that's a series that could really take off, though. A Warhammer 40k is another one that you could take build inspiration from. There's a lot of it out there for that. Do it, Haster says. Do the do. Oops. I keep storing stuff I don't want to store. Encumbrance down to 269. Nice. Now what did I get rid of that I didn't want to get rid of? Black soul gems I want. Garnets I want for praying. I think that was pretty much it. Oh, the packed bedroll. Ilya can keep that. All right. We're ready to go. We're at 12:40. That's about an hour 40. Okay, I'm going to take a quick break and get a snack, refresh my drink, and maybe get some more caffeine and all that. You guys go ahead and hang out, talk amongst yourselves. Be nice to each other. All right, I'll see you in a bit. All right, I am back. Bound by Flame is a game where the main character is taken control of by a fire demon and given choices throughout the game where it brings you closer to the demon or you stay more human as a whole. It almost says more human asshole. Sure you didn't mean to call me an asshole. I'll give you I'll give you a pass on this one, Poemer. Yeah, that sounds really interesting. Kind of sounds like the Johnny Silverhand dynamic in Cyberpunk, but that game actually doesn't. There's a certain ending that you can get by increasing Johnny's favor, but that's pretty much the only tangible thing that you get by, you know, siding with Johnny all the time. Okay, so what are we doing now? I think we're headed back to Riverwood. Yeah. I don't know if I want to go all the way back to Riverwood. I'm really considering the fast travel here. Fast traveling on a horse seems to cause some problems, so let's dismount. We just made the whole journey from Riverwood to here. I don't want to make the whole journey all the way back. Oh, also, I was going to ask you guys to help me trying to figure out which shouts would be good for this guy. I think Become Ethereal is the obvious one there. I'm running Thunderchild, but I actually have not had a ton of experience with the shouts from Thunderchild. I know of a few of them. I can't think of any that really kind of jibe well with the whole spirit conduit shaman thing, you know? Should we go take on that dragon? No, not yet. One dragon fight is enough. I need to keep an eye out during alchemy shopping runs and stuff too, for resist fire and resist frost potions. The stronger the better. They're worth every septum at this point, especially with dragons. If you're going to be fighting dragons with a melee character, you kind of need that resistance, as much resistance as possible anyway. All right, fast travel to Riverwood because I'm a filthy cheater. I hear the horse, I don't see the horse. Oh, there she is. Okay. Frodnars and Dorothy are both stuck now. That happens to me fairly regularly. Their AI gets stuck and they just refuse to move or do anything. Fairly inconsequential, but still kind of annoying. Immersion breaking.
I don't think you were followed. Come on, I have a plan.
Followed? Who would be following me? Dragons? Thalmor, I guess, yeah. If it's one thing to be paranoid about, it's Thalmor, but I mean, she takes it to a whole other level.
I figured out how we're going to get you into the Thalmor embassy.
Why not just fight our way in?
So that's your plan, huh?
Well, not fight,
Even if you
but
could
infiltrate
survive by the time you
stealthily.
got inside,
I
whatever
don't need to
documents they have,
rub
they won't
elbows
go
and
on.
mingle with
You're
aristocrats.
there for information, remember?
You just got some coffee?
I've
Cool.
been doing this for a long
I got a Red
time.
Bull.
My way is
Costco didn't have my normal sugar-free Monster cases that I usually buy there. So I went with the Red Bull instead this
The Thalmor
time.
ambassador, Elenwen, regularly throws parties where
It's
the
good as a
nations
substitute.
connect and cozy up
I'll go
to
back to my
Thalmor.
sugar-free stuff.
I can get you into
Probably
one
next
of those
week.
parties. Once you're inside the embassy, you
I
can
don't
go
really
and
like
find
coffee.
Elenwen's
I do have a matcha
I
green
have a
tea
contact
pretty much every
inside the
day.
embassy. He's
I'll
not
have it
up
with
for
a
this kind of
Belvita biscuit.
high-risk mission, but he can help you. His name is Malborn. Wood Elf. Plenty of reason to
Get
hate
the
Malborn.
antioxidants and the
You
fiber.
can trust him. I'll
Little
get
bit of
word for him to
caffeine.
meet you in Solitude at the Winking Skeever. You know.
The matcha green tea
While
is a
you're
little
doing that,
closer
I'll
to
work
the
on getting
caffeine
you an
content of a
invitation
coffee
to
than it is
Ellen's
a regular old green tea.
Meet me at the Solitude.
got a little bit more of a
Stables
kick
after
to
you
it.
arrange things with Malborn. Any questions?
Probably actually right about on par with the caffeine in a Red Bull. Maybe a little less. Yeah, caffeine in a little can of Red Bull has 80 milligrams of caffeine. A little less than a strong cup of coffee. How am I going to get into this party?
Let me handle that. You'll have a real invitation, don't worry. As long as you can act the part of a Thalmor toady, you'll get past the guards.
All right, well, I'll see you in Solitude after I meet Malborn.
Sounds good. Be careful.
One of the more annoying parts of immersive roleplay. Making sure your doors are closed and everything. So what kind of plans people got this weekend? After I stream, wife and I are gonna ride bikes with the niece. Go get some pancakes. If they're still serving pancakes. I don't know. It's this lunch and breakfast place. It has really good pancakes, but they also have some pretty good sausages and stuff. We have a little green belt here with a nice bike path. We're gonna ride our bikes up. Maybe get a coffee or a sandwich, or hopefully, if they still have the pancakes there, I'm gonna get the pancakes. And then tomorrow is usually football day for me, but my Cardinals have a bye week. So I'll probably catch up on some chores. Maybe get some training done for work. Catch up on some video games. The good stuff. Drinking a German beer at the moment. Wheat beer is very nice and very. Yeah, sounds nice. I actually don't drink. That addiction gene really runs strong in my family. I don't really want to get into that too deep, but yeah, I just never gave myself a chance to do anything too addictive. I guess my main addictive thing right now is caffeine, and I get far less than the average coffee drinker, so I gotta be careful about that. I count my caffeine milligrams every day. It's the closest thing I have to like a vice or something that's bad for me that I can't resist is like sugar, sweet stuff. It's powerful. Where am I going here? We are headed to Solitude. I don't know if I've even discovered Solitude yet. Let's ride the bus, shall we? Let's hit up Lake Ilinalta, the carriage stop down here. I think that's the closest one. I don't think Riverwood has a carriage stop. Probably about equidistant between the Whiterun carriage stop and this one. So yeah, let's do the Lake Ilinalta one. About face. Cardinals started a downward spiral for the Steelers. Oh yeah, I don't think the Cardinals did that. I think Matt Canada did that. It's amazing that they still have a winning record with, you know, how bad their offense was. It seems like Kenny Pickett is not the guy, even though he's kind of a hometown hero from his college days a couple years ago. I don't know. He still might get there, but they might give him another year just to see what's there with a new offensive coordinator. Tomlin's a dude, though. The record that guy has had for how long he stayed in one spot. Gotta love Mike Tomlin. No, I think it's just as much the Steelers not... TJ Watt was really banged up for that game too, and their defense wasn't wasn't up to par as where it was normally. I think it's a combination of that and you know, Kyler Murray getting back into the swing of things. There are a few really big mistakes that Kyler Murray has been making his entire career, and I didn't see a single one of them in that game against the Steelers. So he's now that he's back, I think he's working on the things that were really holding his game back. And then once he gets those fixed up, then we'll start seeing him run again a little bit. But I think it was both a good showing by the Cardinals offense and a bad showing by the Steelers. And again, TJ Watt being all banged up really made it so that their defense wasn't showing up like it normally does. I think the Steelers will be okay next year once they get their offense figured out. I don't think they're broken or anything. We'll see how they do. They had some good wins this season. Unfortunately, they will give him a Pickett another year. Yeah, we'll see how he does under another coordinator. Sometimes it's like you don't know. Is it the quarterback or is it the coordinator? Is it the quarterback or is it the play caller? Especially with a young quarterback, maybe that 5th year is the one that they turned it on, but you can't keep giving them another year and another year and another year. I get it. It's hard to be super optimistic by what Pickett has shown so far, right? He hasn't really dazzled in too many ways. But Roethlisberger was really bad his first year too. He started turning it around by the 2nd or 3rd year, but we'll see. My wife's a Steelers fan, so I have to keep up with them by proxy. My horse here. Ophelia, did you come along with me? Maybe she didn't. I think the OC doesn't help, but Buddy just can't find the open receiver. Yeah, that's a problem, right? If you're not seeing the open guy, I don't know. At that point, the play call was good if there's a guy open. That being said, reading defense has got to be extremely difficult in the NFL. Like really, really hard. You need to make split-second decisions based on 3 or 4 different matchups that you see all at the same time. So you can read the defense before the snap, right? Or like how the coverage moves, like for when you put a man in motion, which is something that the offensive coordinator for the Steelers has not done all season, is put anybody in motion to give Kenny Pickett any kind of hint as to what the defense is gonna be after he snaps the ball. But at the NFL level, a lot of times the defensive coordinator will show a certain coverage package and then switch it up right at the snap. So it gets really hard to do. You can have all the talent in the world, all the athletic talent in the world, you can have pinpoint accuracy, but if you can't make a split-second decision based on 6 different stimulus inputs at once, then you're just not going to make it.
Positions.
Sorry, you need to go home.
So we'll see. If we get an offensive coordinator in there that actually knows what he's doing and can give Kenny Pickett more of an opportunity to succeed, maybe he'll... I don't ever see him being an A+ quarterback, but, you know, he might turn into a C+ B quarterback, which is good enough for a team like the Steelers, who has a good run game, fights well in the trenches, and has awesome defense.
You betrayed the people of Solitude.
He doesn't deserve to speak!
There was no murder. Ulfric challenged
You used to drink a lot more than
in fair combat.
what you're doing? Oh, you drink about 12 to 16 cups of... that's a lot. That is a lot, but you used to drink more than that? Yeah. No, that's a lot. I stop short. I usually am in the 300 milligrams of caffeine by the end of the day, which is 3.5 strong cups of coffee. But I don't like coffee, so it's like I'll drink the energy drinks or soda instead, and then people like rag on me for that being bad for me. But then it's like, yeah, how many cups of coffee you drink in a day? And they'll be like 7, 8, 9, 10. I was like, okay, well, I think I'm better off than you at the moment. Let's see, what are we doing? I completely lost my train of thought. Where am I going? Yeah, when I get too much caffeine, it's like I'm not an anxious person. I hardly ever struggle with anxiety. I do have work stress from time to time. But that's all I have to do is just relax, and after the input stimulus of the work stress goes away, I can relax pretty quickly. But if I just have general anxiety, I usually know it's because I've been drinking too much caffeine. And too much caffeine for me is like a sustained few days of like 400 to 500 milligrams of caffeine. Then I just have to take a little caffeine sabbatical, or at least cut that in half, and I'll be good to go in a day or so. Yeah, caffeine, too much caffeine can mess you up. So if you have like anxiety, everybody's body chemistry is different, right? But if you have a lot of anxiety, you might want to look at your caffeine intake. Reducing that helps me. But I'm a completely different person. When I was a baby, my mom gave me coffee instead of milk to put me to sleep. Ooh, that doesn't sound great. Put you to sleep? Hey, there's a wild Mel shows up in the chat. How's it going, Acid Rain? Taking a break from your Starfield building? Come watch me play some Skyrim? Hope you're doing well. Just picking flowers, you know, as a shaman, a badass shaman assassin will do. He'll just run around the city picking flowers for fun at midnight. Yeah, okay. We need to go back to the Winking Skeever. We're doing the main quest line here. I gotta find, what's his name? The Wood Elf. I have to give him all of my stuff. Run down the street naked. And have Delphine give me the party clothes and head off to the Thalmor Embassy. I think the OC doesn't help, but Buddy just can't find the open receiver. Okay, yeah, I read that one, yeah. Oh, Jari Ra. That son of a bitch. I hooked up to an IV drip of Monster Energy drink. Bypass the stomach straight to the bloodstream. There you go.
Welcome to the Winking Skeever.
You know, if you're
Take
focused
a load
on
off and enjoy the
efficiency,
atmosphere.
that's one way to do it. Let's see. You know, I actually thought about taking on Belrand as a follower. He's a fellow Nord spellcaster who I think because of that he might be a little bit of an outcast amongst his own people. So these two, you know, might be kindred spirits a little bit. The Steger's conjurations are more involuntary, right? He didn't choose this. His conjurations kind of just show up when he fights. Belrand's more of a classical conjurer, where he will conjure up Atronox and things like that and use flesh spells. The Steger's is more involuntary. It's more innate, innate, not inert. Inert would mean it's like not doing anything.
With our blood and our steel, we will take back our home.
I'm not gonna sit down. So our mutual friend sent me.
Really? You're who she picked? I hope she knows what she's doing. Here's the deal. I can smuggle some equipment into the embassy for you. Don't plan on.
Yeah, don't forget your bouquet for the party. Yeah, I got to put all the
security very
all those flowers together.
Give me what you can
for Ellenwyn, our gracious
I'll make
host.
sure to get it into the embassy.
And generally terrible person.
But this land is ours, and we'll see it wiped clean of the scourge that has sullied
Come back to streaking, and did I miss? No, you did not. Okay, we'll do that. Let's do that now. The unburnt link. Let me go find that. Let me take care of this first.
Okay, I'll get this inside the embassy for you. I've got to go. I'll find you at the party. Don't worry.
Okay, basically here what I do is I just give him everything that he'll carry, so I don't have to go all the way back to Riverwood to grab stuff that I need. Actually, the gear sets I don't use for this character, so that can go too. Oh yeah, it's getting naked time. Probably won't need all of these potions, but Malborn seems happy enough to take it all. Oh, this is gonna take forever. You never need all the potions. No, you don't. I'm actually pretty good about the hoarding stuff. Much better than your average Skyrim or Fallout player. But even I, with the potions, I'll be saving those potions for a rainy day when I actually need them and never end up using them. Although the last dragon fight at Kynesgrove that we were at, oh, he's finally starting to run out of encumbrance. Wow, Malborn can carry a lot. Dude is jacked. All right. You're freaking me out, buddy. What, you've never seen a glorious, naked, dirty Nord before? What's up, baby? You want to play a different kind of flute? That was inappropriate, and I apologize. He's trying to be better. Was wondering why you were naked. Yeah. Hey. Oh, yeah.
All right, then.
What's up, guard?
Have you heard? There's been another dragon attack. Kynesgrove this time.
Yeah, and also I'm naked. Did you see? What's up, Malborn? It's okay. You guys can look at my butt. I know you hate to see me leave, but you love to watch me go. That's right. It's like 2 eggs in a hanky. Look at that. Strutting his stuff. Ellenwyn will return your bouquet at your funeral.
Good job. Oh.
Yeah, we'll see about that. They feel you. Look at that happy little trot he's doing too. He's feeling good with the cold Skyrim air on his skin. I would say the wind rushing through his hair, but you know, maybe the wind rushing through his beard. This loincloth action he's got going on. You know he's getting a nice little breeze right up into the nethers. Really airing that thing out. All that heavy armor, well, that heavy leather armor that he's been wearing. It's a little gamey down there. It's nice to give it some air every once in a while. The preferred garb of a berserker? Yep. It's like, yeah, most berserkers dual wield weapons, but sometimes they're swinging a third weapon around there too.
Have you given Malborn the gear you want to smuggle?
I'll let
into
you
the embassy?
digest that for a little bit. Just imagine if a dragon attacked right now. Yes, indeed.
Good. I have your invitation to the party. The only way you're going to get past the guards is if they really believe
We'd have a worm versus worm battle.
You need to look the part and not be armed to the teeth. Here, put this on. When you're ready, I'll keep the rest of your gear
I
safe.
don't want to put anything on.
You'll only have what Malborn smuggled in for you, plus whatever you can pick up inside. You can't go to a party at the Thalmor Embassy dressed like that.
Dressed like what? I'm not dressed like anything. I'm literally dressed like nothing. Okay. No, I don't want to wear. This is so lame. I look like such a dork. Why do I have to wear this? Really? You couldn't put like some studs or spikes or horns or something on it?
I guess that will have to do.
No.
You should pass for a real guest, at least until you open your mouth. Ready to board the carriage to the embassy?
It's my breath, isn't it? Yeah, let's go.
Don't worry, it will all be waiting for you when you get back.
Sword
Just
fighting.
make sure you
Yeah.
get back out of there alive with the information we need. Good luck.
Booty booty booty. Do the wiggle. Do the wiggle. Should have been twerking up on Delphine there.
Fellow latecomer to Ellenwood's little soiree.
Twerking all up on her.
Arriving by carriage, no less. I salute you, sir. My lateness is due more to getting lost on the way up this god's-forsaken mountain than to any desire to actually arrive late. I prefer to arrive early, often the day before the party, so as not to miss out on any of the drinking.
Got it. Note to self, exploit this guy's unruliness in the near future.
Welcome to the Thalmor Embassy.
Oh, hey, bro.
Your invitation, please.
Here you go.
Thank you, sir. Go right in.
Will do.
Now then, here's my invitation. I don't have a poisoned dagger strapped to my thigh, etc., etc.
I'm just doing my duty, sir. Everything's in order. Welcome back, sir.
Yes, yeah.
Go up to Delphine Hagatha.
Welcome. I don't believe we've met. I am Elenwen, the Thalmor ambassador to Skyrim, and you are?
My name is... What? My name is who? This is quite a party. Where can I get a drink?
Don't worry. My parties are always well stocked with the finest food and drink available in this country. But first, you were introducing
Altmer
yourself.
kind of sexy? Yeah, a little bit, huh?
Tell me more about yourself. What brings you to this... to Skyrim? What is it, Malborn?
Ellenwyn, the magic mommy?
Run out of the altar.
I'm here for it.
Do I have your permission to uncork the Arinthia Red?
Of course. I've told you before not to bother
This one, not so
with such
much.
trifles.
Yes, Madam Ambassador.
Sorry, didn't mean to offend you.
We'll have to get better acquainted later. Please, enjoy yourself.
I will. Let's get crunk.
What can I get for you? You made it in. Good. As soon as you distract the guards, I'll open this door and we can get you on your way. Let's hope we both live through this day.
All right.
Here you go, sir. The finest Colovian brandy. Is there anything else I can get for you?
Nope. Rosalan.
What does a fellow need to do to get a drink around here? Ah, pardon me, friend. I didn't see you standing there.
He is
Allow me
wordy.
to introduce myself. Rosalan, imports and exports by trade.
Oh, you were talking about the male Altmer outside. I mean, no, it was funny because I was thinking exactly the same thing about Ellenwyn. I was like, wow, she looks a lot better than I remember. Let's see. What here, I brought you a drink.
Ah, the one generous soul amongst a gathering of pinch pennies and lick spittles. If there's anything I can ever do for you, do not hesitate to call upon me.
Well, there is actually something that you could do for me right now.
Wonderful. I can begin to repay your generosity immediately. Say on, friend.
Well, I need you to cause a scene, get everyone's attention for a few minutes.
Is that all, my friend?
Oh, don't forget the unburnt armor.
You could say
I did forget.
that causing
Sorry.
a scene is somewhat of a specialty of mine. Stand back and behold my handiwork.
All right. The handiwork can wait. I'm going to do a quick save here, and I'm going to pause the game, and we're going to look at that unburnt armor. Let me just make sure there are no nipples on the homepage here. You just never know on the Nexus these days. Let's check the Icarus Discord here. Still looking, still looking. I'm not seeing the link in the Discord anywhere. Probably just not looking in the right spot. I do see your unburnt build concept in build theory. Save or let die Malborn, that's the choice that's laid before you, Card. Yeah. Well, it might not even be a choice if the Thalmor get to him before I do, but normally he lives. Sometimes he doesn't. Either way is kind of inconsequential to the build, I think, in the end. I usually try to get there before the Thalmor do. And with assassins, that's even easier, because if I have Ghost Walk, I can go up there and just slit a neck and then come back. It's posted in the Icarus mod discussion. Okay. Mod discussion. Armor of the Unburned. Unburned, not unburnt. I was searching for unburnt. Expands the vanilla ancient helmet of the Unburned into a full set with new visuals and enchantments. Okay, I do remember this helmet that you find in, I don't know, is this the college questline? Okay, let's look at the pictures. Are there any pictures? Oh, there. Okay, so it's more like a retexture with some glowing effects on it. That looks pretty cool, though. Wow, that is pretty badass. I do like the glowing on it. Oh, and these have new enchantments on them, right? Ooh, and breathe fire. That breathe fire one is interesting. Does that just give you like a fire breath shout? Or is there like a power that you can use that's not a shout? Labyrinthian, yeah. The Cuirass, increase fire resistance. Oh, no. So you got 30% fire resistance. You got 40% fire resistance. Opponents that get too close take 5 points of fire damage per second. Okay, so that's got kind of a flame cloak to it as well. 5 points per second is pretty good, and I'm sure that scales with some destruction perks and like fortified destruction potions as well. You make that stronger. Increases fire resistance by another 15%, and fire spells cost 25% less magicka to cast. You can get spammy with your fire bolts. Or your incinerate spell from Azadal's quest line. Increases fire resistance by 15%, another one, and water walking. And then the Great Sword. Burns the target for 30 points, target's on fire. So yeah, 30 points. That's a pretty strong enchantment. Basically just a vanilla enchantment. That looks really cool. Yeah, it would be a fun build to do. Like a Nord Pyromancer is kind of it's an odd combination. Not to say that that's bad or anything. It's just very interesting. There's a lot of, whenever there's like a race and class mismatch, I don't think that makes it a bad build. I think that makes it, and it gives it interesting opportunities for roleplay to explain like why the Nord became a Pyromancer instead of a Cryomancer, you know? Since being resistant to the cold and cold magic and stuff are kind of in their blood inherently. Pretty cool though. Yeah, you could do a whole build off of this and it would be pretty fun, I think. Cool army. Cool armor. Not cool army. There usually is when there isn't. I'm confused. Or when there's not nipples on your Nexus homepage. Yeah. It's like, what's wrong with the world? What's happened? How have things changed that I don't understand? Searcher's sword in the original Nordic mythos?
Attention,
Not familiar
everyone.
with that one. Surtur is a Muspel, a fire giant, if you will, son of Ymir, and he is destined to burn the sky in Ragnarok. Okay, that's really cool.
I speak figuratively, of course. Nothing
Did you look through my build? I haven't had a chance to read through it all yet. Like I said earlier, I've been really busy with work and stuff this week. Should be able to get to it after the stream. I'm also on like 17 different Discords, so trying to keep up with everything is almost a full-time job on its own. So sorry, I haven't read it yet.
Let's hope nobody saw
I have I've read some of them.
Your gear is hidden in the larder. Just stay close and let me do any
They're
talking.
always
Got
good.
it?
It's like I never have any criticism or anything about them.
And thank you for asking.
It pleases me to hear you say so.
Who comes, Malburn? You know I don't like strange smells in my kitchen.
A guest feeling ill.
I'm just gonna take all your herbs. Yeah, I need all your herbs and garlic and spices and everything to.
Rules, is it, Savani? I didn't realize that eating moon sugar was permitted. Perhaps I
To make
should ask
myself
the
feel better.
ambassador.
Get out of here. I saw nothing.
Your gear is in that
The name
chest.
is Norse
I'll lock
based,
the door
literally
behind
means
you.
bright
Don't
daughter of the sun.
screw
Oh,
this
cool.
up. I need to lock the door behind you. or
Sounds
the
like you did a
patrols
lot of
might notice
research on this
something's
stuff.
wrong.
How the hell did you do that? I can't
need to
keep
lock
up
the door
with
behind you, or the patrols might notice
one
something's wrong.
Discord. Yeah, no, it's impossible. I can't. I can barely keep up with one Discord, and usually I end up not keeping up with any of them because I'm on so many. I mean, I try, right? I remember a time not too long ago when I felt like I didn't have enough Discord servers that I was on because I felt like I wanted to talk about Skyrim all the time. And now that I'm doing more content creation, it's like, okay, now my Skyrim time is like dedicated to being creative and working on stuff in my spare time, that now it's like I don't have as much time for the discussion part of it. But I try. I do try. I'm on so many as well, but I don't keep up with any of them. That's fair. Yeah, there's a lot. It's a lot. Just make sure I have everything going here. Don't need extra sneak. What I need, I think, is the jagged bone ring that gives me 10% faster, allows you to cast an invisibility spell, which is nice, but I have Ghost Walk. Rainstorms, don't need it. Well, maybe if I get caught in open combat, but I'm hoping I don't need that. Ring of Surrounding, sneaking is 24. It's good, but I'm already good with the sneaking. Allows you to cast a Drain Life spell. And then the ward that pops up when you block. No, I think I'm best off with just one-handed attacks doing more damage. That's fine. What else we got here? I think I have to reset up my hotkey for my healing potion. What hotkey was that? I think it was 5. No, 3. I think it was 3. 3 it is. Plentiful healing. I only got 3 of those. Got to make sure to switch those out to something else.
Behind you, or the patrols might notice something's wrong.
Okay, okay.
Did you see those roads?
You're on your own
this morning. Who are they with?
Yeah, Malborn, let me do it.
Treaty enforcers? No, they're high mages, just in from Alienate. I guess herself is finally getting worried about all the dragon attacks. Ah, good. I've been wondering how we were supposed to defend this place.
I want to get that aspect of the snake back in. It's going to do me the best good right now. Better sneak attacks.
Might give us enough time to kill it. Ha! I'd like to see those arrogant bastards taken down a notch. Always looking down their noses at us lowly foot sloggers. Well, we'd better get back to our rounds.
Okay, I need some night eye here. It's really hard to see, but I don't want to give away my position by popping out the quick light, you know? Ooh, I'll take that garnet. Okay, I see ya. I think there's also a mage up around here somewhere too. Hide in a corner and cast a ghost walk. Oh, I just... unequipped my dagger. Anybody else in here? I like the secret knife. I don't think it fits with the theme of this character too well, but it is a nice looking knife. Okay, Icarus, later, man. Have a good one. Thanks for dropping in. Whoa. Refresh the Phantom Shroud here. All right, let's take care of the perimeter first. There's 2 down. I'm not sure how many there actually are. I think there's at least 3. Should be 1 more at the door, I think. Okay. Oh, he just totally saw me. The hell? Ouch. God damn it. Nope. Shield was supposed to be 3. Okay. Healing is supposed to be 1. God, that chain lightning is brutal. And how come I can't get up there? Ah. Ouch. Still alive, barely. Nope, now I'm dead. Oh my god. I don't know how that mage just saw me so easily. I was just like, do. Nobody can see me, and then all of a sudden, boom. See you later, mate. Is the Night Eye a spell versus enchantment? That is an enchantment. So, I have this bone amulet of the long night, which you can create through Hunterborn. So instead of having it as a spell or a power, I just have it as a necklace that I can swap out to whenever I need it. In fact, I might not need it out here now. Yeah, I don't need it at all. Okay. Rip indeed. I just got ripped like a fart. Okay, next time I go after that mage, I'm not going on for a head-on assault. I'm starting from behind that solar there. And I'm creeping around the corner. I wasn't invisible when I crossed in front of his line of sight, but I did have the Phantom Shroud on. And my sneak level is actually quite high. A quick save now, just in case. You miss Hunterborn? Yeah, Hunterborn's great. Adds a lot to the game, especially in... Well, there's actually even a hidden quest line to it, too. Especially for alchemists, it helps a lot. Gives you a lot of things that the game just didn't have otherwise. But it goes a lot deeper than just providing more alchemy ingredients, that's for sure. Potion of Prolonged Invisibility right there is very tempting. Nice try, Bethesda. Not getting me with that one. Especially as a Bosmer Hunter. Oh, you usually play a Bosmer Hunter? I played a couple of those. I played one Bosmer like werewolf, which ended up being very, very strong. A lot of fun. Spec'd into unarmed through Ordinator's light armor skill tree. And all those buffs to the unarmed attacks actually apply to werewolf form with Ordinator. So that was a lot of fun. And as a Bosmer in Imperius, you can actually eat dead people, which is really cool to do as a werewolf. Also had a druid archer that I played for a long time, and that one was a lot of fun.
But I need that money.
Played a lot of wood elves, actually. That's all you play? Okay, let's re-up the Phantom Shroud here. Okay, there was a sentry out here. Did he go back upstairs? I think he did. Yeah, there he is. Okay, I think they got stuck in a loop. That's a side effect of the pause on load mod that I have. Sometimes it interrupts dialogue if you don't choose to unpause right away. Boom goes the dynamite. Alright, now this other guy should be able to take out no problem. He's not very strong. I do want to wait until he's not facing me head on, though. Where you going? You guys and your builds. Okay, there's some fancy stuff in these display cases and stuff that you can grab if you want. I don't think any of them are enchanted. Got some jewelry in there, some circlets or whatever. I just can't be bothered to pick the locks right now. Not dying for money. I do have Lakeview Manor now set up with the greenhouse and the outdoor garden, with ingredients that give me all kinds of potions that I can sell off for a lot of money. So I'm able to generate a lot of money on like every 2 or 3 days in game now. So I don't really need to find stuff to sell. Do need to read the dossiers. Did you see the poem? I did not see the poem. Oh, here we go. Death is the beginning. Death isn't the end. It's a journey of the soul, a journey to everlasting rest. Sounds a little deathy. I don't know. I don't know if I like all the death stuff, but poetic for sure. Okay, which one of these was I supposed to read? I need to go get, these are inconsequential dossiers, I think. Need to go downstairs and get the real stuff. The real scoop in the dungeon. Haiku is 575, right, in terms of syllables? Yeah, I need to go acquire sustenance. I will leave a lurk here for you. Good stream if I miss the end. Oh yeah, thank you, Mel. Have a good day, or Kay if I don't see you, but I'll still be going for another, oh wow, actually only 40 minutes or 20 minutes. Time flies when you're having fun with Skyrim, doesn't it? I need to find those staircases. I know there's a staircase over here, but I'm not seeing it. Ah, okay. The door was hidden in the dark. Yeah, haiku is 3 lines, but the first line has to be 5 syllables, the second line 7, and the third line 5 syllables again. Have you made any decision on your warrior build yet? No. I keep going back and forth with just, you know, go off the deep end and do an Argonian, or go with Imperial or Nord. It's those 3. If I want to do, you know, just a more standard warrior, which I think I might, then I've been leaning toward, oh man, just wasted all of that. Maybe I didn't waste all that. Okay. At least 2 Thalmor soldiers that I can use. The ritual stone now. Oh, I don't want to pickpocket him. I want to talk to him.
I told you.
Why would I pickpocket
else about it?
a half-naked prisoner? You missed English class? Okay. I'm not here to torture.
What? Who? What? What do you want then?
I just whacked the mic. Sorry about that. No time to explain. Let's just get you out of here.
Sure. Okay.
Come on, this way. I've seen the guards use it to get rid of bodies. It must lead somewhere.
All right, you go ahead. I'm not done here.
No problem. Thanks for springing me. I owe you. Look me up in Riften if you make it out.
Riften, huh? Maybe. Oh, okay, back with the night vision goggles. One of the guards has to have a key to that. Where'd the other guard go? There were two of them, right? Am I just being nuts? I think I'm just being nuts. And now I'm going the wrong way too. I'm nuts and I'm lost. Becoming more and more like the wind every day. Yeah, it requires a key. Aren't they supposed to come out with Malborn now? I'm not seeing it. Okay, something feels borked here.
Huh?
Oh, do I need to read the dossier? Probably need to read the dossier. There we go. Knew it. Should I do it? Should I be evil? No, I'm not going to do it.
Trapped in here, and we have your accomplice. Surrender immediately.
Malborn, hang in there, buddy. Coming to save ya.
I'll see you in pieces.
How dare you?
Damn it.
No more. That takes care of that.
Okay, all good. And there's the key. You good?
Now the Thalmor will be hunting me for the rest of my life. I hope it was worth it.
Well, you're welcome for saving your life. You grateful much? A-hole. You know nothing, Jon Snow. What's up, Macadamia? Always a pleasure to see you in the chat. Hope you're doing well. How's your witch hunter coming along? Been too busy with work this week to catch a stream, but looks like you've been doing that witch hunter for a few episodes now. All right, we're just fighting this guy toe to toe. Mayrune's Razor, the corruption damage on this will help with the health regen on the troll. Not that I needed them, I guess. Make sure I get that Stone of Baranziah down here. Remember before they patched it that this was like totally missable? You like couldn't get back into the embassy because it was in Elenwen Solar. I actually did see somebody on YouTube way back in the day. They were able to use, I think it was Whirlwind Dash. There was like some kind of, there was some place on the terrain over here on the wall that I'm looking at that you could get a foothold on, and then you could use Whirlwind Dash to get up on this lip over here and then make your way back in through the back. but it was really fiddly, and it took them like 15 minutes just to get on the terrain just right for it. And then they patched it, and they were like, here you go. If you miss it, you can just come back to the cave. You're all good. Sorry I'm late. Been trying to wake up for the past 7 hours. Sounds like my life. Coming along slowly but surely. That's good. All right, now we just need to head back to Riverwood. Grab our shiz. We're on our way to Riften, I think, after that. Sleep paralysis, did it get you? Oh man, I've had sleep paralysis before. It is not fun. I thought I was being abducted by aliens. Yeah, so college was a very stressful time for me. I was not getting much sleep, along with the stress of, you know, you're paying thousands of dollars every year to try to get this degree, so there's a lot of pressure on you to succeed. And then if you got some family stuff on top of it, then it makes it even harder. So of course I just wasn't getting much sleep, and that with the stress, it's like your brain will wake up before your body does, and it's like you cannot move. And it also accompanies like heightened sense of paranoia. So it's like I thought that I saw a Freddy Krueger ass looking alien outside my window trying to abduct my paralyzed ass. And then my dog went out and attacked him.
Come on in. Just stoke the fire. Take a seat.
And then I actually woke up fully and realized that none of that actually even happened. It was all good. Yes, I do. Fungor. Welcome, by the way. It's not a familiar name. Sorry if you've been in here before, but welcome nonetheless. Yes, I use classic classes and birth signs reimagined. The reimagined flavor of it because it's more compatible with basically everything. I use it for just about every one of my builds. It's a mainstay in my mod list. For this one, may as well go ahead and take a level up now. It's not going to hurt anything. Let's see, level 41, 2, 3. It's easy to see because the skills are in green here. So I took Restoration, Illusion, Sneak, Light Armor, One-Handed, and Block. That's basically the class I'm using. I took the Shadow Birth Sign. I'm using the Ritual Stone from Andromeda, from an Irem. What else did I take? I guess I could look at the effects here. Yeah, I think 20 points of Magicka was the boost that I took at the beginning to help me cast some of the harder spells in the very beginning. I think that was about it. At least for the classic classes part of it. A neighbor was throwing everything they own out the window at 5 a.m. Oh boy. Are you in an apartment complex? You gotta love the community living. I woke up to banging on my door by the fire department. Wrong floor. Jesus. Oh, okay. See you later, James. Take it easy, okay? Oh, you're just a big-time lurker? No problem at all. I totally get doing the whole watch in the background type stuff, or just, you know, being a peaceful lurker. I don't mind that at all. But just don't feel discouraged at all to speak up if you have any questions or anything. We're all pretty friendly here. I mean, Macadamia is kind of a bunghole, but other than that, we're all pretty nice. No, I'm kidding. Maldora's a really cool dude. Let's see. Anything else that we need to do here? You know what? I think this probably seems like a pretty good stopping point. It's 10 minutes early, but in the next 10 minutes, we're not really going to be doing much. We're just talking to Delphine for most of it. She's going to send us to Riften. I'm not sure what I'm doing next week yet. We'll see. If I can get to a place in Starfield where we're good with that, I might stream that again. Still playing Starfield, still plan to make content for it. It's just, it's been an ungodly grind getting to New Game Plus 10 with all the Starborn powers. That's taken a lot of time. I might even dip my toe in the water for Cyberpunk 2077 at some point too. That one's a very adult-rated game. Has like nudity and stuff in it, but I feel like for the most part I can avoid that stuff. It's just... Speaking of like nipples on the Nexus homepage, you never know when you're gonna see a nipple in Cyberpunk. Sometimes you might just have like a pedestrian walking down the street with a completely see-through dress, which would be fine with I think most people in chat, but the YouTube algorithm doesn't like that too much, and you know, we gotta pay heed to the YouTube overlords. You know, you're only mean to long ears. Okay, that's fine. That's fair. As long as you're gonna put all your hate and maleficence into one target. Pretty good. Does the Steger have face paint? He does indeed. I was trying to make him look as shaman-y as possible. Shaman-y. Thought I had the helmet in the quick menu. I guess I don't. Out of the way, Faendal. God, he's such a camera hog. Wow. Hoggle Free Cam is out of control. Pretty shamanistic, I think. I like it. A little bit assassin, a little bit warrior. All Nord shaman. And he's got the gray beard, which you know I approve of. And he's got the white eyes, too. Since he's such a conduit of the spirit realm and all. Alright, guys. I think I am going to call it here. I gotta get ready for our little bike ride. We'll get some pancakes in about an hour here. We got some company coming over. I gotta get things cleaned up a little bit too. That's it for me. Let's see, if you happened upon this stream and you like what you see, do take a look at the links in the description below. You're gonna see pretty similar content from the fine folks down in that section. Namely, Maldaroth here has a Twitch channel. He's been working on his Witch Hunter. You still using Skyrim as your overhaul? It's kind of a interesting overhaul that not a lot of people use, so pretty cool to go check that out. Magus80 was here earlier. He's been streaming his Nordic Hunter, I think, earlier this week. So do make sure to tune in for that. Those streams are always educational. Dude has a lot of hours in the game, and you can always learn something from him. The Wind was here earlier too. She does have a Twitch channel. I haven't seen her online much lately. She's been nursing an ailing cat lately, so let's all send her some good vibes and hope that her kitty comes through. Who else? Oh yeah, Caladran has a little channel here that she does some content for Skyrim, and also some fan fiction. So go check her channel out. Leave everybody subscribes and follows and all that. And I think that's it for me, guys. Okay, take care until next time, and I'll see you next week probably. All right.